Have you ever watched a wildfire consume entire landscapes in mere hours, leaving nothing but devastation in its wake? As towering flames race through Los Angeles, residents are left wondering, how bad will this get? What caused it, and what's being done to stop it? This is your complete update on the ongoing wildfires in California, the battle to contain them, and the lessons we must learn to prevent future disasters. Wildfires in California are nothing new. In fact, they've been a part of the region's natural cycle for thousands of years. However, the frequency and intensity of these blazes have escalated dramatically in recent years. This year's fires have reached an alarming scale, fueled by record-breaking heat waves, prolonged drought conditions, and the relentless Santa Ana winds. The hills of Los Angeles, once a picturesque sight, are now engulfed in thick black smoke. Residents who have lived here for decades find themselves facing an all-too-familiar nightmare: evacuation orders, lost homes, and uncertainty about the future. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to ash in a matter of hours. Families scramble to pack their most valuable possessions, knowing they may never return to what they once called home. The fire season, which once had a predictable timeline, has now extended nearly year-round. Climate change, urban expansion, and outdated fire suppression tactics have all contributed to an unprecedented crisis. This isn't just a random disaster, it's a warning sign of things to come if drastic measures aren't taken. Fighting wildfires in Los Angeles presents an array of challenges. The dry, rugged terrain makes it incredibly difficult for ground crews to contain the flames. Firefighters work around the clock, but the sheer force of these fires often outpaces human efforts. The Santa Ana winds, known for their powerful gusts, can turn a contained fire into an uncontrollable inferno within minutes. Another major hurdle is the lack of resources. While California has one of the most advanced firefighting forces in the world, there simply aren't enough personnel and equipment to battle every blaze effectively. Emergency responders are stretched thin, and air tankers struggle to keep up with the rapidly spreading fire fronts. Beyond the physical battle, there's also a financial challenge. Firefighting costs have skyrocketed, with billions spent each year on suppression alone. Meanwhile, insurance companies are pulling out of high-risk areas, leaving homeowners with little to no coverage. The state is at a crossroads. Reactive measures aren't enough anymore. For the people directly affected, wildfires aren't just news headlines, they are life-altering events. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to the sound of emergency sirens, the sky glowing orange outside your window. You have minutes to decide what to take and what to leave behind, knowing that the home you built over years could be gone by morning. Many families have lost everything. Generations of memories turned to dust. Pets, homes, and even lives have been lost in the chaos. Businesses are destroyed and entire communities are displaced, forced to start over from nothing. The emotional toll is immeasurable, with survivors dealing with trauma that lingers long after the flames are gone. But amidst the destruction, there is hope. Firefighters, volunteers, and neighbors band together, showcasing extraordinary acts of bravery and kindness. Innovations in fire-resistant building materials and AI-powered early detection systems offer a glimpse of a safer future. Scientists and policymakers are finally recognizing that prevention is just as crucial as response. One unexpected breakthrough? The use of prescribed burns, controlled fires set intentionally to reduce excess dry vegetation, has proven to be a game-changer. Indigenous communities have practiced this for centuries, and modern science is catching up. Could this be the key to breaking the cycle of devastation? What if we could stop wildfires before they even start? What role do humans play in fueling these disasters, and what can be done to mitigate the damage? The solutions exist, but are we willing to take action before it's too late? The battle against the raging California wildfires is in full force, with thousands of firefighters working around the clock to contain the blazes and protect lives and property. The complexity of the wildfire crisis demands a multi-pronged approach, incorporating aerial firefighting, strategic fire breaks, evacuation plans, climate research, and long-term prevention measures. Here's an in-depth look at these critical efforts and why they are essential in mitigating the devastation caused by wildfires. Aerial firefighting is one of the most effective methods of slowing the spread of wildfires, allowing firefighters on the ground to gain control over fast-moving flames. Several types of aircraft are deployed to battle the blazes, each serving a unique purpose in fire suppression. Firefighting helicopters are equipped with large water buckets or tanks capable of dropping thousands of gallons of water on targeted fire zones. Fixed-wing aircraft, such as DC-10 air tankers, release long-lasting fire retardants to create barriers that slow the spread of flames. Recent advancements have allowed for nighttime aerial firefighting, using infrared technology to identify fire perimeters and hotspots. This capability is critical as it allows continuous fire suppression, even when visibility is poor. Aerial drops alone are not enough to extinguish fires. They are strategically used to assist ground crews by slowing fire advancement, allowing firefighters on foot to establish control lines and put out embers before they ignite new blazes. Wildfires spread rapidly when fueled by dry vegetation and high winds, making containment efforts extremely challenging. One of the most effective ways to halt the advance of fires is by creating fire breaks, strategically cleared strips of land devoid of any combustible materials. Firefighters use chainsaws and bulldozers to remove trees, brush, and other flammable vegetation, forming a buffer zone between the fire and populated areas. In some cases, firefighters set controlled fires to consume dry fuel ahead of the main wildfire, creating a break that prevents the fire from moving forward. In high-risk areas, residents and firefighters are using alternative fire break techniques such as fire-resistant landscaping, reinforced walls, and sprinkler systems to prevent embers from igniting new fires. With wildfires moving unpredictably, the safe evacuation of residents is a top priority. Emergency services work closely with local authorities to ensure timely and efficient evacuations. Officials issue evacuation warnings when an area is at risk, and mandatory orders when immediate evacuation is necessary. Real-time alerts via text messages, emergency broadcasts, and sirens help inform residents of the need to leave. Evacuated residents are directed to designated shelters where they can receive food, medical assistance, and housing. Relief organizations such as the Red Cross provide essential aid to displaced individuals. Traffic congestion can become a significant obstacle during mass evacuations. Authorities use advanced traffic control measures, including reversing highway lanes to facilitate faster departures from fire-prone areas. The increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires in California are linked to climate change, requiring ongoing research to develop better strategies for fire prevention. Scientists have identified rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and shifting weather patterns as primary contributors to extreme wildfire behavior. Researchers are using satellite imagery and AI-driven models to predict fire behavior and pinpoint high-risk zones before fires ignite. Controlled burns and selective tree thinning help reduce the accumulation of dry vegetation, a key driver of massive wildfires. Strengthening power grids, installing fire-resistant materials in homes, and modernizing emergency response systems can significantly lower wildfire risks. Despite relentless efforts by emergency responders and scientists, the wildfire crisis is far from over. Several ongoing challenges must be addressed to improve fire management and resilience. The increasing scale of wildfires necessitates more investment in personnel, equipment, and technology. State and federal governments are allocating additional funds to expand firefighting fleets and deploy more trained firefighters. Public education campaigns are crucial to ensuring that residents know how to prepare for wildfires, including creating defensible spaces around homes, assembling emergency kits, and having evacuation plans in place. Lawmakers are working on new policies to regulate land use in fire-prone areas, enforce stricter building codes, and promote sustainable forest management practices. Authorities continue to urge residents to stay alert, follow evacuation orders, and be proactive in protecting themselves and their communities. Follow official news sources, emergency broadcasts, and local government updates for the latest wildfire developments. Assemble a kit containing essentials such as food, water, medications, important documents, and first aid supplies. Know evacuation routes, establish communication plans with family members, and have a designated safe meeting point. The resilience of California communities is being tested once again. But with coordinated efforts, scientific advancements, and proactive measures, the state continues to fight back against the devastating effects of wildfires. The road to recovery will be long, but through preparedness, innovation, and collaboration, California can build a future where wildfires are less destructive and more manageable. But this isn't just about one fire season. It's about the long-term future of California. What steps must be taken to prevent history from repeating itself? Are we prepared to adapt to the changing climate, or will we continue to face these catastrophic losses year after year? The key takeaways from this crisis include the recognition that climate change and human activity are intensifying wildfires, the importance of investing in fire-resistant infrastructure and advanced detection technologies, the need for proactive measures like controlled burns and stricter land management policies, the crucial role of community preparedness and emergency response coordination. Small steps, such as clearing dry brush, adhering to fire bans, and creating defensible spaces around homes, can make a significant impact. But real change requires larger systemic action, from government funding to corporate responsibility and public awareness. California's wildfires aren't just a seasonal inconvenience. They are a wake-up call. The flames may be extinguished, but the lessons they leave behind must not be ignored. The future depends on the choices we make today. So, the question remains, will we rise to the challenge, or will we let history repeat itself? Stay informed, stay prepared, and most importantly, stay safe.